Hey everybody, my name's Kyle. This is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. And today I'm sitting here in the music room facing down all of the CDs stacked up in front of me that represent all of the music that I bought in the year 2024. And what some of you may have seen me do videos on before is that once a year, annually, I do my annual shuffle, which is where I have to go and take all of the music that I bought over the course of the last year and somehow fit it into my music wall that you've all seen in the background of so many of my videos. Take a look right now. You can see exactly what I'm talking about here. It's just wall to wall, floor to ceiling, CDs. This is a 9-foot tall room, so you're talking 12 feet wide by 9 feet high, full of CDs. And this year I have the unenviable task of trying to figure out how I'm going to fit all the music I bought last year into that wall when, as you can see down there in the lower right corner, I'm out of room. So I got to figure something out here. I think what I'm going to end up doing is pulling the soundtracks out of the collection and moving those into a separate bookshelf that I may be putting out with my DVDs in the room just outside of the music room. In any case, one of the things I do love about doing my annual shuffle is it's the opportunity for me to look at everything that I purchased over the course of the year and say, oh yeah, that was one of my favorite albums, or oh, I need to listen to that one a little bit more. And something that struck me this year that I wanted to talk about was the whole notion of guilty pleasures in music. The music that somehow you feel guilty for listening to, or that you somehow owe someone an explanation as to why you would have that in your collection. Because I have a series of discs that I have in my collection that I've been buying more and more of in this series over the last couple of years that I feel like kind of fits into that guilty pleasure kind of category. And that's these Now CDs. These are predominantly sold in the UK. I believe these are imports that Sony releases in the UK, but doesn't really do much with them in America. You probably, if you're an American viewer, think of the Nows as the collections of like greatest hits from any given year. And I'm not really into those. But what I do like is they've got this series of 12-inch 80s remixes, extended mixes, collections of just some great music from the 80s, which is the decade that I grew up in. So much great music that meant something to me. And we're not talking about entirely dance music here. Just to give you an example, on this disc alone, we've got 12-inch mixes by Freddie Mercury, the Rhythmics, The Police, Blondie is on here, New Order's on a lot of these. There's a Paul McCartney 12-inch mix on here as well, Phil Collins, Elton John. So there's a lot of really interesting 12-inch mixes that are available on these series. And by the way, this is a 4-disc set. In fact, I think all of the Now 12-inch collections that I have are 4 CD sets. So you get an awful lot of music in this package, and they're also priced really competitively. I think that they end up being somewhere less than $20 US. I want to say that I paid maybe $15 for this, for 4 CDs of these extended mixes that you probably aren't going to find very easily anywhere else. So I love these, and that's kind of where, when I talk about the guilty pleasure aspect of it, it's that I feel like I've got to give you an explanation as to why I have these Now CDs in my collection, but I really love these, and so it kind of made me think about guilty pleasures in music, and begs the question, what do you have in your collection that you consider a guilty pleasure? Now, I may be a little bit different from you, because as you saw on my music wall, it's just a massive amount of music, thousands of CDs. I have music in my collection that's there more from a completist's perspective than necessarily to say that it's music that I love. Let me give you an example of that, because here's something that some of you may consider a guilty pleasure type of CD to have. Village People, the hits. This is in my collection. Do I love the Village People? No, but I feel like I ought to have a Village People Greatest Hits CD in my collection. I don't know that I necessarily consider this to be a guilty pleasure for me, because like I said, I've got all kinds of stuff in my collection that's in there mostly from the sake of having a truly complete and massive music collection. I've got Milli Vanilli in this music collection as well. So there's definitely some questionable stuff. But you know what's interesting about this Village People collection, and that drew me to this specific one actually, is not unlike what I like about these now 12-inch collections, is that this includes a mega mix where they've taken 4 or 5 of the Village People's biggest songs and mixed them all together into a single mega mix. I love that kind of thing. So, you know, again, we've got YMCA, In the Navy, San Francisco, Macho Man, and Can't Stop the Music all blended into a single mega mix. Now, none of those would ever rank as my, top 5, songs of any type. But I do appreciate the fact that not just the individual songs are on this greatest hits collection, but also that unique mega mix, so you can kind of get all that kitschy kind of stuff all together in one place. So some of you may consider that to be a guilty pleasure. So that begs the question, what are your guilty pleasures in your music collection? What are the albums that you own or the music that you listen to that you feel like you don't want to admit that you have it, or that you enjoy it, or that you feel like you owe anybody an explanation as to why you enjoy it or own it in either case? Like I said, the now things leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth because they feel very much like the old k-tels. Again, if you're my age, you can remember the old k-tel records that were nothing but packaging together, a bunch of singles of whatever the hits were of that era. But for me, these 12-inch mixers, there's just a gold mine of these. And I've got, I think 8 or 9 of these 4-disc sets in my collection, and I've got another new one on the way that's just been released from 1984. Great music from that year, of course. So looking forward to hearing some of those. So tell me a little bit about your guilty pleasure CDs or albums or music that you listen to. I'm curious to hear that. Before I let you go, I do want to show you one odd little thing with one of these Now CDs that I can't quite figure out what this is all about. This is Now 12-inch 80s, 1982, part 1. There's 4 discs in here of great 12-inch mixes from that specific year. And what I can't figure out is what's the deal with this security label that's wrapped around the disc. It says security protected, remove before microwaving. Maybe somebody can explain what that one means. I don't remember the last time I microwaved a CD. Maybe this has something to do with security systems that a record store would use. I don't remember ever having a microwave-based security system in any record store that I ever worked in. But anyway, that's just an odd little thing that I noticed on this Now 12-inch 80s collection that I'm adding to my music collection here from 2024. And there's no more delaying it. I've got to figure out where I'm going to put this. So, guilty pleasures. Let me know some of yours down in the comments section below. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and be sure to check out some of the videos linked below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to subscribe, because true music fans always want new music the day it comes out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.